Hi, everyone. Welcome to my little presentation called Do You Know How to Find the Gold in Your Backyard? And the subtitle is Learn How to Attract Your Ideal Clients Without Getting Any Better at Marketing or Sales Using Growth Strategies That Work. Bit of a mouthful. I know this slide probably has more words than I'm supposed to have in my entire slide deck, but the reality is, I truly believe that local businesses who serve other businesses in their community, the fastest, easiest, best way to grow is by building an intentional network. Now, fun fact, I also believe that multinational companies, the fastest way to grow is by building an intentional network. So, the reality is, the goal of this presentation is to show you some tips on how to network. Now, the first video in this series is only going to be a handful of slides. I'm going to talk about what we're going to cover in the presentation so that you can decide if you want to attend the presentation at all. So what we're going to cover, the goals of our workshop, it is a 90-minute workshop, which is why I'm doing this video. I want you to be able to watch the video and say, that's worth it, or no thanks, I'm going to keep doing something else. So we're going to talk about the natural advantages that you can have if you believe in networking. And by the way, I've yet to meet a business where if they did networking well and intentional, where they could beat those results through paid advertising. So the reality is networking wins every single time I try this. So there are natural advantages. Believe it or not, a lot of people say I'm an introvert, I can't network. Believe it or not, introverts have an unfair advantage. We're going to talk about that. I'm going to share the skills that you must develop. I'm going to show you how to develop them. We're going to talk about marketing mistakes you have to avoid that are draining your time and bank account. Again, spoiler alert, if you don't know who you serve and what problems you solve for them, if you can't be specific and point to a niche, I'm going to tell you you're wasting money in your marketing budget, whether you know it or not. We're going to talk about hidden costs of paid advertising. It's not the money you spend on advertising, it's the money that the advertising makes you spend. We'll talk about that. I'm going to share some daily success habits that work for you, not against you. We're going to talk about how to make networking the highest and best use of your time. We'll show you how to improve your networking results. And I'm going to share the networking systems and processes that you need to implement now. And we will teach you 3 growth strategies that work. And most of all, we want to have some fun. If you're not having fun networking, I'm just going to say you're doing it wrong. I love this quote from Mark Cuban. And basically, Mark says, business happens over years and years. Value is measured in the total upside of a business relationship, not by how much you squeezed out in any one deal. So I like to teach people, think of your network as a portfolio. You don't know which investments are going to pay off in the long term, but as a whole, your portfolio will. So we talk about building intentional networks. You're going to join me, Jeff Bourgeois, and my colleague Pete Kane. We're going to talk about how we leverage networking. We're going to give you some tips, and we're going to share how you can apply networking not just to business, but to your real life every day. Now, this is the caution, and I'm going to go a few more slides in. I want this initial video to be about 10 minutes. I do tell people upfront caution. Networking is not for everyone, and I recognize it. However, if you truly believe in networking, I'm here to help you get better at it. So if you're looking for instant gratification, you've got a quota and you need to make a sale today, I don't teach that kind of networking. If you're just hoping for quick tricks and tips and you don't want to learn anything, don't waste your time with me because I love to teach. If you're looking for the next transaction or you believe that everything in life is about transactions, I promise you stop here because I will annoy you. I teach people how to build authentic relationships that lead to closing more deals. So I'm not about the transaction, I'm about the relationship first, business second. Now, if you are one of those people who says with your hand on your heart and you believe it sincerely that paid advertising is the only way to grow a business, applaud you, I salute you, I wish you well. Don't come into this presentation because the reality is I don't believe that. In fact, I believe the exact opposite. I believe that paid advertising is a tough way to grow a business because I can't control a lot of things. I believe that networking, building authentic relationships is by far the fastest, cheapest, and best way to grow a business. Now, if you're not looking for reliable, predictable, scalable results, if you only need a new client every now and then, don't put in the effort because the reality is it's probably more effort than you want to put in. The things we teach are about building your business to a factor of 10 times growth. We're not looking for, 10% growth. And again, if you're comfortable where you are today, I applaud you. I wish you all the best. Don't come in because I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to encourage you and I'm going to give you ideas that are going to help you grow your business. And last but not least, if you think truly that there's no place in business for authentic relationships, don't go any further because I promise you that's the heart of what we do. I will annoy you. Pete and I will annoy you. We have fun and we enjoy building authentic relationships. Now, I'm going to share a couple things. And I think the most important thing for anybody who's deciding, do I want to take part in this or not, is why we do what we do. So I will say this, I speak on behalf of Pete and my team. We are sick and tired of accepting the statistic that 80% of businesses fail in their first 5 years. Of those that survive the first 5 years, another 80% fail in the next 5 years. So, just to put a really sharp point on that, entrepreneurs have a 4% overall success rate over 10 years. We literally accept a 96% failure rate. Now, personally, we refuse to accept that failure rate as a given, and we believe that intentional networking done right can save businesses. So I'm going to ask you, are you with us? If you believe that and you'd like to learn more, come on in. I promise we'll share some things that will help you. Now, before we get into the details, I do want to share two little secrets that the billion-dollar marketing companies don't want you to know. So the first one is that paid advertising has flaws. I've seen it firsthand, and literally, I've seen small businesses fail because they put a lot of money and faith into marketing, thinking that advertising will solve all their problems. They don't tell you that you could waste a lot of time, energy, and money on your advertising. And in the end, you might only attract low grade nuisance clients. So, one of the hidden costs of paid advertising is the better you get at marketing, the better your advertising is, the more people you reach, you have to also get equally better, improving in your sales. So the more marketing you do, the more sales you have to do. And if you're not selective in who you take on, I've seen companies that double in revenue only to fail because they brought on low grade clients that actually hurt the organization as a whole. And I'm going to push this, but a lot of people give me pushback. But the reality is, a raving fan will beat advertising any day. And I say this hand on my heart, the best and fastest way to grow any business is through word of mouth referrals from existing clients and a network of key strategic partners. We're actually going to go through that. We're going to do an exercise. We're going to make sure you leave with a key strategic partner plan. But the reality is, if you've got a handful of raving fans, they will do more to help you grow your business than any paid advertising you can find on the planet. And here's the numbers behind that. And again, this is something they don't want you to know. A world-class salesperson on a great day will win awards for closing 20% of the deals they get through paid advertising. So, world-class salesperson, somebody who does it all day long, every day, they'll win awards and get celebrated for closing 20%. The flip side, coming back to the raving fans, the world's worst salespeople, which tends to be professionals who are about their profession, not about selling, they close 80% of the deals they get from word of mouth and referrals. I do know some that actually close 100%. We don't recommend 100% because it means you're taking everybody. You should be selective. But just think about it. If you're a world class salesperson, you're paying for ads, at most, you're going to close 20%. That means you're wasting 80% of your time, energy, and money taking those prospects and converting them into clients. Flipping it around, if you focus on word of mouth, 80% of your effort will lead to clients. And by the way, there's a lot of statistics around referrals, but clients who come to you through referral or refer others to you, they have been proven time and time again to stay with you longer, spend more money with you, value you more, and ultimately share you and introduce you to more people. So if you can build that community of raving fans, you have a perpetual growth engine. Whereas if you're paying for advertising, the minute you stop paying, the advertising stops working. Now, the last question I want to ask you is how would you feel if I told you that everything you think you know about marketing is wrong and costing you time, energy, and money? Now, you might want to push back on that. I welcome it, but that's what we're going to cover in the rest of the presentation. So if you'd like to learn more, click on the link below, and I'd love to see you at the workshop. Thank you.